guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my May monthly favorites as well as my BOXYCHARM recap. So I do a BOXYCHARM unboxing every month and I love it, and it's so much fun to like dig into the products and see what's there and kind of get like a first impression or maybe like first look at something, but that doesn't really do much. Like, I'd rather share with you like my thoughts on it. So that's why I do a BOXYCHARM recap, and I hope it's helpful for you guys. But I'm gonna jump in with my BOXYCHARM recap, and then I'll go into some of my favorites for the month of May. The first thing from BOXYCHARM that is kind of a fail is this lip product. Now I have it on my lips today, and I tried it on in the BOXYCHARM video, and I was kind of like, I don't really like this. It's kind of uncomfortable. Maybe once it dries down, it'll be less sticky and like icky feeling. It never dries down. I've worn it a few times. I have worn it more sheer, like a really sheer wash of it to see if it dries and like will dry down, and it's the same thing. It's just sticky. And so this is from Beauty Creations, and it's the matte lip gloss or something. What is Long Wear Matte Lip Gloss. And I have it in the shade 17 Sweetheart. And like I said, I am wearing it today. I think it's a really pretty color. I like that it like is kind of, it's not bright pink, but it's got some brightness to it, but it's also kind of subtle. And so I feel like it brings some brightness to my skin and my complexion. But again, it's just the formula I don't like, so I probably won't keep this around too long. I'll probably be getting rid of this pretty quick. Let's talk about some brushes. We got 4 different brushes this month in BOXYCHARM, and they kind of counted as 2 separate items. So there was like an eye trio and then a face brush. The face brush, both of these are from Aesthetica, by the way. This is the P12 brush. And I was really excited to get this brush. I don't have any brushes like this in my collection where it's like this big, fluffy, kind of pointed brush. And I do like it. I like it for like applying face powder. So I've been kind of like tapping into the face powder and then like tapping it on my face. Or I've used it for blush because you can get like a really nice diffused look. I have tried it with like bronzer, contour kind of a thing. And it does get like a nice diffused look. I do like it. My only con, I've watched it a few times by the way, and it is totally great. I feel like it doesn't build up color very well. I've used it with quite a few different products, and I feel like it just doesn't add like a big punch of color to anything. Like I can like swirl my brush around in the product, and like I've tried it with blush and bronzer, and it just like, it's a little disappointing. So while I like it, I feel like you have to work for a long time with it to get like any kind of color. But it's super soft, feels like a really nice brush, and I like it for powder, so I'll keep using it. The eye trio, also from Aesthetica. We've got like a pointed liner brush, a spoolie, and then like an angled brush. I'm so about these. The spoolie, you can kind of take it or leave it. This angled brush is kind of dense. Like, I don't know if you can see. I'm used to angled brushes that are like smaller and skinnier, especially for using it with like liner, because then you can like really get in and do like an easy, more precise look. I've tried this for liner and I didn't like it. It was a little too much. Like I couldn't get like enough of a precise line out of it. It's a really nice quality brush. Today I actually used it for my brows. I don't ever really use powder in my brows, but I thought, let's try this. And it was pretty nice, but again, it's just kind of big, and so I couldn't get any like precise line. It was easy, like it was like the quickest brow I've ever done, but just not anything precise. And then the liner brush, like the pointed liner brush. This isn't bad. I actually ended up liking it more than I thought I would. I'm not sold on it, but I'm also not like mad at it. So I'll keep it around. I mean, the 3 brushes, I guess all the brushes I'll keep around and kind of keep playing with, and maybe they'll show up in a video later. I have two more things that I kind of feel so about from the box. The first one kind of goes along with that eye set, is from Pretty Vulgar, and it is the gel liner. Well, they call it the ink Blacklist gel eyeliner. You get a ton of product in here, and something that I had mentioned in the unboxing was that I thought it might be kind of hard to get into the product just because the top of the bottle is so deep. Like, I think I kind of feel that way still. I've used this quite a few times, and it's just kind of hard to get your brush in there to really see what you're like getting into, and it'll get all over the place. So that's kind of my biggest complaint about this. Next complaint, it's a little too creamy. It needs to be kind of creamy to like actually put it on your eyes, but I feel like this is just kind of too creamy in that it gets everywhere, and I feel like it doesn't last very long throughout the day. So I do have it on right now. I like just put it on though, but the only way I've really been able to make this work in the last few weeks is I have to put it on and then set it with a black eyeshadow, and I don't want to have to do that. I'd rather just like put it on and let it go. Like, I don't want to have to set it. That's why I use like a liquid liner, because I don't have to do anything else with it. Today I just have like a little wing, but it has been so easy to get carried away with like the wing size because this is so creamy and it just goes everywhere. And so I don't know, have you guys tried this? I'm super indifferent about it. Again, I think the packaging is so cute, and it seems like the product is nice, and it's like applying nice, and it does spread really nice, so you can get like kind of a crisp line, but it just, like, I don't know, it gets all over the place a little too easily. Next is from Pure, and it's the Sculptor palette. It's the highlight, well, it says Pure Sculptor, but it's the highlight and contour palette. You get 4 shades here, 2 like contour shades and then 2 highlights. I have used the lighter contour color on my face, and it's okay. It's a little too dark for me. It kind of makes me look a little muddy, but like with this brush, it actually kind of works since you don't get like a ton of color payoff with this brush. It kind of works out alright. But the other one, that's just like never gonna happen on my skin. I have tried using them as eyeshadows because I heard a lot of people say, well, it's too dark for my skin, I'll use it as an eyeshadow. And it does work alright. It's just nothing very exciting. But the 2 highlights are pretty, but they are literally so similar that I can't tell them apart when I put them on my skin. So you have the Originator here, and then this one is called Trailblazer. So this is the Originator, and this is Trailblazer. Like, they're seriously so similar. They look a little bit different in the swatches. The Originator looks maybe a little bit more like silvery champagne-y, and the Trailblazer looks a little bit more golden. But seriously, once you put them on your face, it's like the exact same. I've worn one on one side, one on the other side for a few times, and I can't tell the difference. But they are nice. They're pretty subtle. Like, it's nothing super like blinding, but it is nice. They look good on the skin, and so I just kind of feel so about it. I'm not super excited. The last thing from the box that actually makes it to my favorites this month is from Cover FX, and it's the Blurring Primer, and I have really been enjoying this. So this is like a pore filling, line filling primer. I've tried pore fillers in the past, and I think this one works really good. It does have a slight tint to it when you first put it out of the bottle, but it doesn't come across the skin as like a tint. But you can put it on and you literally see your pores just start to like disappear a little bit, and I'm a fan of that. I like that. I really enjoy this, and I do think it helps keep my face kind of a little bit more matte throughout the day and not get super shiny. So I've been really enjoying this. I think this is great, and this was such a good thing to get in BOXYCHARM. So we did get 6 items in BOXYCHARM this month. So I've got 1 that made it to my favorites. Let's see, 1 that was a fail, and then I have 4 that I'm kind of like, alright with. This primer, by the way, retails, I think it's like $38, so you pay $21 for a BOXYCHARM. So I think that was a pretty good deal. And the other stuff, I mean, like this sculptor palette and the eyeliner and the brushes, I will keep using. It just wasn't something I was like super excited about. But if you got BOXYCHARM this month, I would love to hear about it. Did you get anything different? I feel like the boxes were pretty similar this month. Like everyone got a pretty similar box, or sometimes it does differ. But what did you think of yours? I'd love to hear about it. What was a favorite? What was a fail? Yeah, tell me down below. But moving into monthly favorites, I don't have a ton this month. There was something about this month, I just didn't wear a ton of makeup. Or, I mean, I wore makeup like every day, but when I was wearing makeup, it was like really minimal. And everything that I was wearing was like stuff I've had, or like just like a really routine kind of a feel. And so I do have a few things. Some of them were repeated, but here we go. The first one is a facial moisturizer. It's from Mario Badescu, and it's the oil-free moisturizer. And this does have SPF in it. It has SPF 30. I got this for Christmas, and I hadn't used it up until this month because I just kind of kept it in my bathroom. I didn't need it quite yet, but I busted it out about a month ago to start using as it's been sunnier and I've been outside more riding my bike and walking around, so I thought it'd be a good time to bust this out and make sure I'm always having SPF on my face. A lot of times I have issues with sunscreen because they make my face break out, and I have not had an issue with this. I don't feel like it's led to any more breakouts. It's not clogging my pores, and it feels really nice and light on the skin, so I've been loving this. The two that are repeats are pretty much what I've been wearing on my face every single day as my foundation routine. So about a month ago, I did post a video where I tried the glass skin technique for foundation, and I really enjoy that look, and so that's kind of been what I've been doing all month long. It's just like a really minimal foundation look, and the products I've been using for that are the IT Cosmetics CC Cream and the Glossier Wowder Powder. So I have the CC Cream in the shade Fair, which is the lightest shade, and I do feel like now that I've been like out in the sun a little bit more recently, I feel like it's a little bit light for me, but you can always pop some bronzer on and it warms you right up. But I just love this. I think I had this in my monthly favorites last month, but I just had to mention it again because I cannot stop wearing this. I love it so much. I've never used more than one pump of this foundation at a time. A lot of times I'll use even less than one pump, and I'll just kind of like dot it around my skin a little bit and then buff it in with a brush. If I want something that's a little bit more full coverage, I'll apply concealer and then I will top it with my Bare Minerals matte foundation. But on the day-to-day, I kind of do the same thing. I'll start off with this, dot it on my skin, buff it in, put a little concealer, and then I will top it with my Glossier Wowder Powder, which has been kind of my go-to. And I have the Wowder in the shade Light Medium, by the way. I just love the finish that this gives to the skin, especially with this underneath, because this isn't like super coverage. This doesn't really have much coverage. It just makes your skin look like skin, but like a little bit better and like a little bit more healthy and like glowy, but not like overly shiny either. I can't get enough of this combo. I love it so much. The next favorite is what I have on my eyes as eyeshadow today, and it's from ColourPop. It's the Take Me Home palette. I have seen this on... Actually, I haven't seen this super often. I know I've seen Robin from Robin's Cup of Tea use this, and she actually wasn't like a huge fan of it, but I feel like I haven't seen many people talk about this. But I was like super interested in this palette for some reason. I don't know why. It's really not like a really interesting palette, but I just really enjoyed the concept of it. So you just have 6 shades. And they're really, like I said, there's nothing like super interesting about it, but I love every single one of these shades. Let me do a swatch of a few of them, because I think they're so nice. So there's 4 different shadows from this palette, and pretty much this entire month, well, since I got this, which was like the 2nd week of May, if I have been wearing eyeshadow, it's pretty much been this palette. My go-to look as of late has been a very minimal look, and I'll usually just pop on like a nude color all over my lids and then use some highlight. And so this has been something that's been really fun to play with, and I really enjoy this palette. I think the setup in here is really fun. It's just 6 shadows, and so it's nothing overwhelming, it's nothing crazy. You just have like 6 really nice shadows to play with. They're very nude, warm. I love it. Mentioned this and something else I'm going to be talking about here in a second in my birthday haul video. I will link that above or below or something. So the other thing that I had mentioned in that was from Lush, and it's the Rose Jam. So I have the shower gel, and then I also have the body spray. One of my friends bought me the body wash for my birthday along with like a little set of other things, and then I loved it. I don't know why. I've never smelled this before. I've never like have seen this. I don't know why, because I love rose. So I was so happy to get this, but once I had this, I was like, I need to smell like this all the time. I need this in my life. And so I went to Lush to do some Mother's Day shopping, and I ended up picking this one up for me, and I love it. It's so nice. I think the scent smells like a cross between rose, vanilla, and raspberry jam. I just really enjoy this combo. Even the body wash on its own, you wear it, you're gonna, or like not wear it, but you use it in the shower, you're gonna smell like it all day. Like I'll get little hints of it throughout the day. Where the Rose Jam body spray, you're definitely gonna smell like it all day. I have sprayed it on myself at the beginning of the day and then taken off like my jacket at night or something and still smell it. I love it. Highly recommended. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is from Physicians Formula, and it's the Butter Collection palette. I have it in the shade light medium. There's also a medium deep shade, but the light medium is just great for me. You've got 5 products in here. You have a bronzer, a blush, 2 highlights, and a perfume. And I just can't stop wearing this. I'm wearing it today. I have the bronzer, blush, and then I'm also wearing the Full Moon highlight. It just looks so nice on the skin. I've never tried the butter formula before, and I feel like it's been so hyped up, but I just wasn't, like I was kind of interested, but I wasn't interested to the point where I wanted to buy it interested, you know? And so when this came out, I was like, yes, I'm all in, I need to buy that. And I love it. I did a whole video about this, so if you want to hear more about this, make sure to check out that video. I'll link it up above. Oh, and which the perfume also smells delicious. But those are all of my favorites for the month of May, as well as my subscription recap. I really hope you enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear about some of your favorites below. I'm always on the hunt for new favorite things, so I'd love to hear about yours. And again, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great start to your week. And until next time, bye guys.